Yeah. Session on HR analytics and management, and Dr. Harish Kumar with us. So, Harish, sir, over to you, sir. You can just start with your session.
See, please join this Google Classroom. See, as of now, only 19 people have joined. So this is a kind request to please join this group so that all the academics related matter can be discussed here. All the data sets and learning resources will be shared through this group only, right? So please join that. We have sent the request also to all the participants enrolled in this course, right? And anyone who is facing issue in joining, just inform to surveys, the tag partner, right? And just join this group. Okay. So hope my PPT is visible.
Yes, sir. Just
Okay.
wanted to know which group you have asked, student portal group, did you ask?
Yes. So I was just mentioning about this Google Classroom.
Okay, Google Classroom.
See, we have created a Google Classroom for this HRAM, right? And me and Professor Ture is the part of this group, and all the academics or all the course material will be shared through this one, and all the submission like assignment, your group projects, and your class participation will be submitted through this work, like using the classwork, right? So we will
How
create.
we need to join that group?
So we have sent a request, or else you can use this just to log into your Gmail and just open this Google Classroom over the internet and just use this class code.
Okay. Okay, wait, what minute, I'll write it on the class mode.
Right. Or I can share through chat box if
Yeah,
possible.
it is fine.
See, and the chat box where it is.
Hi, could
So
you
I mean,
please share the link and the class code in the chat box?
right. So I'm just sharing with that one. Where is my Zoom? There is a chat option in this Zoom. So I'm able to see. Oh, just let me see. Yes.
Where we get this
Yeah.
option of class code?
Yeah.
In
Just sharing
Google
to everyone.
Classroom, I have gone.
Yes, and just use this. I'm generating the link also.
That is will be good.
Please use that one. So I have shared this Google Classroom link as well as passcode to join this classroom, virtual classroom, HR analytics and management, and visible to student. Yes, it is visible. See it. So let me share my data set first. For sharing, and I'm just sharing my data set for this session.
Sir, I have clicked on the link. It is coming. Someone should let you in.
No, it is not a like a. This is not a permission. Like there is no permission required for this. No. Just to sign in your Google Classroom and then just use this class code. You will be able to join this, and you will be able to see this HR analytics and management.
So it's a kind of Zoom link. Actually, I am also unable to join it, saying
Okay.
that someone will let you in.
Okay. So, but there is no. So let me see.
Yeah, that link it is coming. Someone should let you in. Or otherwise, you can show in Gmail, sir, how to go and put where to use this code.
Okay, okay. Just let me share that one. Uh, See, in this case, just click on this Google Classroom, right? Google Classroom over internet, and then just sign in with your any Gmail account, and after that, just you will be able to see that join new or maybe something here plus button, right? Create or join a class. If you are able to see as a join class as a plus button, and then just say the class code here that I have shared. But you need to sign in first through Gmail.
Yeah.
Right. So in this, just let me share the dataset first for today's session.
Yeah, I got it, sir.
So this is a request for everyone. Please join that group. I'm going to share the dataset for practice today, and that we are going to work in this session.
I have joined that classroom. Any data set have you sent?
Yes, I have sent through Google Classroom as well, and I'm just sharing in through chat also for today's only. See, I have shared through chat box also, session1.xls, right?
Okay, I got it. To analyze employee performance and such.
Right, right, right. That I have shared, and I have shared through Google Classroom as well. So let me cover some basic concept, and then I will start working on this data set, and we'll see how we can help in the analysis while using the given data set. So first thing, like this module is about data analytics and visualization. In this, we are going to cover Excel, Power BI, and Tableau in thoroughly. And in this, let's say, what is the data analytics and how it is different from business analytics? And then another question is why we should go for this data visualization, why it is important, what are the limitation of Excel, why we should use this Power BI or Tableau, right? Or any other analytical visualization tool, right? So just to start with this. So what is data analytics like given like emphasizing analyzing data patterns to derive insights? So what is the data? That is a raw collection of the facts. What is the information like process the data set, then knowledge, then data warehouse, another one. So how it is different from business analytics, if anyone say, and not and those not are not interchangeably. So business analytics deals with the strategic decision or strategic analysis. What is the business requirement, where the business is going to fail, where the business needs improvements and other things. That deals based on the data analytics only, right? Business analytics is a superset for data analytics. So why we should use this data visualization for graphical representation? It is much better and much clear picture when we are going to present in terms of the charts, in terms of graphs or maps, or maybe any other visualization part. That makes a lot of interesting insights that may not be possible through the table format or analysis format. So what the analysts do? So simple thing like cleaning the data set, sourcing the data, that means collection of the data set. It might be one file that I have shared today, but in future or maybe in forthcoming sessions, we will be going to use multiple files from different extensions, right? Maybe one is SQL Server, maybe one is Oracle, one is maybe IBM DB2, right? Anything we need to integrate, and then we are going to analyze those things. So cleaning and preparing, that ETL process, and apart from that, like analyzing data patterns, visualizing data. So this is the like a work of a data analyst. Apart from that, why we visualize the data set, right? Exploring the data and explaining the information. Now, this is the most important thing, and we should more focus on this part. Whatever the analysis or whatever the tables cannot do, we can create the charts, and we will be able to find the hidden insights from this visualization. So I will see, and we will see the cross impact analysis as well from this, right? The visualization that is not possible through the simple analytics. So a simple thing. So let me ask one question from anyone, or maybe anyone can respond to this. Which month is having the highest attendance in a zoo? In a single click, can we identify immediately by seeing this table like Jan to
July.
December? Yeah, please.
July.
July.
July, right? Okay. So how many seconds you took to identify this? My simple question.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Very good. Right. Anyone, or maybe the earliest response is a 5-second response. But let's say what is my approach here is we need to compare, or we need to identify the highest value or max value of the pupil attendee in a zoo, in a particular zoo month wise. So we need to compare all the 12 values. But what will happen if I create a chart on this? Simple. I can just simply explore and simply say July is the month without seeing the number also, right? So better practice. The same way, when we were able to compare, let's say 17,000, 21,000, 14,000, so and so, our human brain was working on that, and we were able to analyze that which month may have the highest attendance. And what may be the reason? Maybe in the US, that is the holidays, or maybe it's summer declaration. But when we are going to create this charts, we are able to know that July is the month where the people are more and more visiting the zoos, right? Without even seeing what is the number, 21,000, 14,000, 17,000, and so on and so. So that is the beauty of this data visualization and the charts creation, right? So let me confuse you more with this visualization. So this is a simple, like here, y is dependent on x. So simply, we usually have from our mathematics like regression or correlation, another one. This is the same calculation from dependent variable y with the independent variable x, right? Simple one, average we can calculate with the mathematics or with the simple formula average, and standard deviation they have calculated. But let's say, let me give another example here. Another data set that is also having the average of 9 or the same as the of data set 1 and standard deviation as of data set 1, right? What may be the possible thing if you compare both the data set? Any good observation from this? See, when we are going for calculation, like average is the same for both the data set. My standard deviation is the same. Okay, use a different. Okay, then. See, in this case, when we are going for calculation part, right? My calculations are coming same. That means, can I conclude that both the data sets are similar?
No.
No.
No,
What
sir.
may be the good logic? What may be the good logic then?
Max and min is different, sir.
Max and minimum. That's wonderful. Then Any pattern relationship in this? Linear relation, maybe like exponential relation, or maybe logarithmic, or maybe something in that case.
They can belong to the same population.
Same population, okay. Similarity. Then, but if you find any pattern in this, let me go to that one. See, one is a linear one is not a linear one. Though the equation is coming same, though your regression equation and R square value is coming same, but the pattern, the relation between both the data sets is not same. So that is the beauty of this visualization. That's why we are more focusing on this Power BI and Tableau practices, right? Visualize first, then to make any inferences or to make any business decision based on the analytics, right? Another one, let me confuse you more with this. So this is a very simple one, that what may be the possible factors or reasons that people are looking for the change in the jobs, right? Simple one. So someone are saying that like few people are focusing on salary and bonus. Few are focusing on the culture. Might not be that salary is just too much concern, but culture might be the good factor for them. Someone are looking for the location based constraint, that I can go for this type of location, or maybe the some location type mindset they have. That another one who are looking for the flexible schedule, right? So you just give us or assign us task, so we will complete that one and forget about the like only 9 to 6 or 9 to 8, whatever it is working as. Give us a flexible schedule. So these are some factors that if we are visualizing, we can easily know that how the people are preferring while switching the job, right? Another one here is, let's say there are two type of data set, quantitative versus categorical. What is the meaning of this quantitative, where we can apply the arithmetic operations, right? Like share prices and volume, where we can apply for arithmetic operations. We can go for average, maximum, minimum, standard deviation, variance, another thing, right? But the other thing, like if you see the first three column, company, symbol, and industry, these are the categorical data set, where we cannot apply that one, but we can classify that one, right? Maybe tech companies, let's say sales company, let's say advertisement companies, we can classify those, but we cannot make arithmetic operation on the categorical data set. So apart from that, yes, this is a like a stock index from 10 years, for 10 years, I can say, right? For 10 years value they have given. How many of you are thinking that there is a pattern in this? By seeing this data set, is there any pattern in given data set?
It is an increase.
Okay, increase. Very good.
There is an increase of 5,000 every year.
Oh, yeah, right. But another thing here is, this is a timeline or time series data set, I can say. Like when I mentioned the January 10 to April 2020, this is a time series data set, right? Time series data set means, and you see, they have analyzed all the values on a particular date. Let's say 1st Jan 10, 1st Jan 11, and so, right? Only on a particular time, they have listed or they have analyzed the trend or the value of a particular variable, right? This is called your time series data set. But if I ask, what is the cross-sectional data then? If it is a time series, what may be the cross-sectional data then? If anyone can respond to that one.
Particular time of a year,
Right.
it's the 1st of Jan of every year. If we take its particular period cross-sectional, each and every cross-section of the particular year, then we can get that thing.
Agree. But in this case, only DGI has been measured or like represented over the 10 years time at a particular time period, 1st Jan, right? That's why we are considering this as a time series. When we are going to work with the given data set, I will confuse you more and will ask again whether we are working on a time series, whether we are working on the cross-sectional. So what is the meaning of this cross-sectional? Rightly pointed out, at a particular time, let's say Gen 10, all the indexes. If we are analyzing all the indexes or maybe few indexes at the time at a particular time, once like 1st Jan 10, That is the cross-sectional data set. That means over a single time period of analyzing multiple variables, analyzing or listing multiple variables. That is a cross-sectional. But single variable analyzing multiple time periods at a particular time period interval, that is the time series, right? Again, when we are going for real data set that I've shared, again, I will ask you that question and will confuse you more with that. Loud. Okay.
So we mean that when we
Yes.
talk about multiple variables, that would be a cross-sectional study at a single point of time.
Yes, at a single point. This is very important. At a single point of time. Right. So in this, in this given graph, the first one, very, very interesting graph that multiple companies have listed their sales. Interesting thing. Anyone can point out what may be the reason that I should consider the first chart, where the logos have been placed and they have mentioned their sales in billions. Very, very keen observation in this.
Sir, here the 5 to 40 is there. Okay. And
Right.
based on that, the logo size, based on the logo size, the data have been represented. This logo's top layer, which has been placed like Burger King, it's on the 10 and above just
Right.
11.3. And like
Right.
the same here, MACD in the 40 in that manner.
No,
Show
no,
we sir.
dude, that's fine. What is wrong in that? That is the good one. We can easily understand without mentioning that what is McDonald writing over the x-axis or maybe something. We can easily understand through the symbol only, or maybe the company logo itself.
But not easy to compare and not easy to visualize. Visualization is not easy to find it out. Means
Okay.
MACD's both the top layer is on the 40, then we have to understand this on the basis of that. If 41 is not written, layman people can't understand the thing easily.
Okay. Okay. Any other observation in this?
The one mentioned with the brand logos, they are more visible, attractive,
Right.
appealing. So it is easier to comprehend.
It's more
Right.
Sir,
catchy.
it can be, sir, it is more comparable with other brands.
Okay. Right. But what as
Sir, left side is more flimsy. Right side is better to visualize. If we think that it's a multicolored, we are focusing on the brand logo, but it is easier to understand the graph position through this bar chart in the
through
right
bar
side.
chart. Okay. So with the second chart, right? But the problem here is no one has identified, and few have.
Afghanistan, sir, GDP Afghanistan, it is visible only.
So
Okay.
company name as well as the value of sales in the first chart.
But one thing, have you identified or have you gone through this x-axis? What it is representing? Nothing in that case, right? See, on y-axis, okay, that sales in a billion, it is representing as y-axis in first chart. But what about the x-axis? What is the width of a logo? That is the considerable. That's why we should not create such type of charts, though it's eye-catching, though it's a brand image, though we can even understand that what is a McDonald sales billion and another one. But if you see, as per the visualization rules, there is no x-axis. And what is the significance of the width of a logo on the x-axis? That is insignificant here, right? So that's why whenever we are going for any data visualization, don't make it a fancy. Just make whether it is making a sense or it is a significant in analysis or not. Right? My motivation here is to represent both the charts here is not to make a fancy charts, right? I will confuse you more with the fancy charts when the people or the companies or business magazines are what do you say, posting their fancy charts, but really they don't have any significant on that, right? So in this case, the second chart, bar chart, or sorry, this is not a bar chart, this is a column chart. Column chart is the right one, or maybe any other chart that is a significant, but that is representing the logo like this just to make it fancy. It is not going to work in this, right? Okay. So let me, yes, in this case, just quick observation in this. There are three locations. They have given the revenue comparisons: Hartford, Stamford, and Providence, right? What is your analysis by seeing just in a quick? Like you are on the top position of your organization, and some analytics professional are coming and they are just showing that a goal is like a $6 like 0.6 million, and the other one this is the chart of 3 locations: Hartford, Stamford, and Providence, and revenue is on y-axis. What is your interpretation in a quick glance of this?
Stamford is able to acquire the goal in many of the cases, in many of the quarters.
Okay, first interpretation. Then.
Sir, Stanford revenue is consistent.
Okay. Second one is not a consistent, or maybe fluctuations are there.
Last quarter, sir.
Right. Last quarter. Right. Then
Hartford revenue is falling down.
falling down. Right. How many seconds you took to analyze this?
8 to 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay. That's fine. But let's say if I saw another chart here. Now say what is the condition of Hartford, what is the Providence, and what is the Stamford? Stamford, after a certain period or after the quarter one, it is on the right size, right? Or maybe achieving the goal, like I rightly pointed out, Stamford is meeting the goal or high above the goal most of the time, most of the quarters, right? While Providence has made a significant improvements from a lower side to after the quarter three, it is going on the upper side, but still it is not able to achieve your goal, achieve the goals. But what about the Hartford? After quarter one, it has significantly reduced or maybe a decline in the revenue part from the Hartford. Something has happened to this Hartford location. How many seconds I took to analyze this? Right. So this is also important, that how you are presenting your analysis in terms of the board management reports or in terms of the business reports, right? So there is no drawback in the first clustered column chart representation, but how much time we are spending to analyze what the analytics means, or what the analysis data analyst or business analyst mean to say to the top management to make a business decision that something has happened to Hartford. That's why after quarter one, it is not even making, or even it is not making the revenue, though it is a slightly higher decline side. Something we need to really look at this location. What is happening? Stamford is fine. Providence is increasing gradually increasing the revenue, but Hartford we need to consider that. So that's why, like, whenever you are going to visualize your analytics or your analysis reports, make sure you are making the best interpretation in a shortest time period, so that your top management can understand what exactly is happening, rather than just comparing the column size, another one, and just to understand what is happening, right? Another one, let me confuse you more with this. This is another interesting example of this OEM and aftermarket sales for different regions. So let's say 12 regions somewhere in Keyland, right? And now the challenge here is my sales is decreasing, or my aftermarket sales is decreasing or increasing. What may be the potential reason for that? Or what may be the good observation from this chart? Simply, quick.
Sales is decreasing.
Sales is decreasing, right? But what is happening aftermarket sales then?
It is catching up.
Okay. How many seconds it took to understand? But let's say if we want to compare our sales and aftermarket sales, can we divide this chart into two parts? Let's say what the case has given. See, they have come up with this stock, what you can say, stack column chart as well. But this is not even significant. We are not able to understand what exactly happening. See, sales is decreasing, as rightly pointed out, but after market sales is also increasing. But overall, the total revenue we are calculating here. But again, there is a confusion in this. Can we develop like this to understand what is happening about the sales and what is happening towards the aftermarket sales? Why my aftermarket sales is increasing? Because We are looking, in the case of this manufacturing sector, they are looking for the maintenance services after once it is sold or once it is a sale, right? That's why my aftermarket sales is increasing, and we need to. I will give you another example of this elevator company, right? Those who are working for the escalators and high-rise building lifts, right? Once they have installed the lift, and after that they are looking, more and more people or more and more societies are looking for the maintenance and services before the lift fails or escalator fails. So that is the same thing like with the manufacturing sector. Once the product is sold, they are looking for, or the people are looking for, or calling the company for maintenance and service more and more. So they need to work on that also, right? Another one.
So the previous slide that you were
Yes.
showing, it also tells us that the quality of the product is not that great, which is why the quality of post purchase maintenance is higher, because it's requiring a lot of repair and maintenance. So if the quality of the product is improved, the cost of maintenance or after sales would decrease, which would also increase the sales. So that is also something we can analyze from these two
No,
graphs.
agree. Absolutely agree with this
This
also.
is why we are not using that line graphs that we have used earlier.
Yes, we can go for this line graph, right? That will also point that what is happening as a trend line of
Right.
all the 12 regions, right? Now, so let's say annual revenue. Okay, one thing like whenever we are going to create a chart, either in Excel or either Power BI or Tableau, what we are usually selecting as a default options, right? As per the location in the given column and as per the value in the given column, second column or third column, right? But what is happening from this chart? We are able to understand that Dallas is having the annual revenue highest, right? As whatever the value, whichever the value, but Dallas is on the higher side, Laredo on the second one. But let's say if we are going for this sorted one, can we analyze immediately which one is the first one, which one is the last one in terms of the revenue? So sometimes we usually get the values listed or represented in the charts like as it is, as we have written in a column format. But sometimes there is an option in Power BI and Tableau to sort it, ascending, descending, or whatever, or maybe some specific value. We can sort and then we can represent in our report. So that will give more sense than to understand which one or is having the Dallas. So when I am going to discuss this I load and cognition load in the coming session, I will also discuss how to reduce this I load and cognition load when you are analyzing and when you are representing a report towards the top management side. Now, see one thing in this very, very confusing chart. Making it fancy and the different color is good, but what the analyst has done in this chart, they have listed 6 parameters in the given chart. And not only the 6, they have given per hour bill as well, or per hour charges, as well as number of years at a company, like how many years they are working with this company, right? Along with that, they have mentioned their job designation as well as their degrees, academic degrees, right? Now, it is too confusing to understand the X value. X is blue. Blue is a senior consultant, that is a PhD, then gray one, then. So it is very, very like a lengthy process to understand what is the meaning of this X, what is the gray X, what is the blue X, what is the orange X, right? So never create such charts to represent too many attributes in a single charts, right? It is not making any significant analysis, though it is a fancy chart, right? We can understand that we have listed a more and more parameters. We are comparing the like a degree as well. We are comparing the designation as well. We are comparing the number of years and the charts per hour also in this. But that is not making any great sense in terms of the analytics. So what we can do, we can have like 3 charts or 3 attributes together. Maybe first is a designation wise, second one maybe your what you can say your degree wise, maybe the third one maybe number of years, right? So not to represent multiple attributes in a single charts, just to make fancy or complicated. So let me confuse you more. See, like this. Now we are like what you can say, we are making the 3D charts, right? Unnecessarily. Why unnecessary? What is the meaning of this, or what is the sense of this 3D chart when we are not even able to compare which one is having the highest value? So let's say After us, what is that? Yeah, billable hours by the consultant, right? With the number of employee name and the billable hours they have mentioned here. But what is the fun that if like Aswita, then Bill, then Abrui and Larry. So we are not making any sense in this. Though it is a fancy chart looking very interesting from far that, okay, there is 3D and something is interesting, but not really. Can we do it like this? We can easily understand which one is having the highest charge per hour and which one is the lowest one. Simple one, right? So not to make a 3D chart always, just to make a fancy one, right? Another one, very interesting. This might be the last chart of the slide, then we will directly go to the hands-on. See, what is your observation? Let me give the brief, what is the case about this. This is the ice volume representation for 40 years, right? From 79 to 2020, the analyst has represented ice volume of Arctic Sea in a radar chart. What is your interpretation from this? It looks very, very interesting and fancy when you publish, but what is your interpretation and how much time or how much seconds you took to understand this? Any good observation?
Month of April it is the most.
So, sorry, April is the
most. Sir.
Okay. For all the years?
So around 2014 to 2020 it's less. Otherwise.
Okay.
September is the least.
Least in the sense that means ice volume is lowest there or highest there?
Lowest.
Lowest. Okay. Then. So what is the great observation? Why there is a need of listing all the 40 years? What the analyst wants to convey the message from this chart?
So
Important for climate change and everything.
Yeah, climate change. But what is the inference from this chart? Agree.
Over the time period, how it is reacting, sir.
Okay, or how it is melting?
Yes.
Overall volume. But what is your inference?
Decreasing from 79 to 2020.
Agree. But how much? In which year it was higher? In which year it was lower? Because there are some peaks as well, right? Some peaks in this. So my humble submission here is when the analysts have created this fancy radar chart for all the 40 years just to represent the ice volume of Arctic Sea, it looks great, but it is not making any sense in terms of the business decisions or in terms of the climatic change decisions. So what maybe the another option here is like this. Can we understand now what is happening with the ice volume? See what the second analyst has done. They have created a Vox and Whisker chart that X is representing the mean value, while the dash in between of the box is representing the median value of the ice volume. More inferences are given in the second chart than the first one. Though first one is a very, very colorful chart, is a like fancy one, but the second one is just a Vox and Whisker chart, is a black color, but having the more sense that what exactly is happening with the ice volume and why the climate or environmentalist should make a concern that what is happening over the 40 years. Right? Agree? So my humble submission here is not to make the fancy charts, make the charts in such a way so that anyone or any business policy maker or any business decision maker can understand what the message you want to convey. Maybe you will be there to say your statement, may not be allowed for a board meeting, right? So make sure whenever you are making any chart or any analysis, the message or message should be clear. What is your interpretations from this? So simple one. My last chart from this slide. This is the unemployment rate of 1948 to 2020. Agree? In the US. Simple one. Simple line chart is a line time series data set I can say, because They are measuring all the unemployment rate in the July month of the particular year from 1948 to 2020, more than 72 years, right? Unemployment rate. Towards the 2020, that there is a high peak due to the COVID-19, right? Due to COVID-19, most people became unemployment. That is showing from that is represented from this chart. Any one who is supporting my statement, the created time series chart representing unemployment rate in US is the correct one. Anyone who is supporting my statement, that is the correct graph. No one is supporting. So what may be the good logic? That is not a correct graph.
So 2020 it's showing highest, but
so that's the
also the
reason I have
lowest
mentioned. No, that's I have mentioned the reason, the COVID-19.
Yeah, but again on the same 2020 it's dropping as well. So I don't know what is this.
Okay.
That is confusing. Yeah.
Okay, one observation then. What may be the why I have a doubt on this chart? The analyst has done a wonderful job and come up with a lot of analysis from 48 to 2020 and representing unemployment rate. But still, I have as a business decision maker, I have a doubt on this chart.
So because it is not complete.
Okay, not complete. Agree. What in which sense?
Because in July, the line is high at the
Right.
peak point, but it is not completed. It does not give a point where it is ending.
Okay, but see, time is not ending, right? So they have considered only July 2020 the point of time. So after that, it might have increase or decrease. So that they have not covered in this chart.
Yes.
Sir, from July 2011, it is steep downward, sir, and suddenly, due to the COVID, it is rising high unemployment. So this may be the cause that because of the COVID, it has risen only.
So when we talk about the unemployment rate, like in 1948, 51, there will be a particular percentage of it, or that ways we are not able to see in this.
Right. That's the answer, right? That I was looking that anyone who can point out the data is incomplete in that way because the population size is not mentioned, out of which the unemployment rate has been represented here. That's why I was mentioning, and I have a doubt that data is not complete and the chart is not even complete, though the picture is not clear. What is the exactly unemployment rate here in US? Why I'm saying this and why I agree with this statement? The percentage of population, either the same population is getting unemployment or either corresponding population is also increasing in that case, right? That is not sure about this chart. So that's why don't create such such charts that is not giving the full essence of the analytics to the audience, right? So why this is wrong or why this is incomplete? Because we are not sure what may be the population size. Either the same population is becoming unemployment every time, or either population is gradually increasing or increasing higher rate than the employment rate. We are not clear about this. Okay, so come back to this and please open the Excel file that I have shared. Let me open also.
Audible, sir?
Yes.
One question is there.
Yes,
What is
please.
the definition of unemployment rate? Unemployment rate means number of employed people or number of unemployed people divided by total employed. That's the thing, no?
Right.
Unemployment rate. You were telling about the unemployment rate. So
Agree.
what is the unemployment rate definition over here? That is also not defined, no, sir.
So, okay, if I go with the correct definition as you rightly pointed out here, but still we are not sure the population size. My concern here is whether the same people are getting unemployed again and again, or whether the people are also increasing and unemployment rate is increasing in that case.
Sir,
That
it
is
may
not
be
clear.
people are increasing and the unemployed number of unemployed people is increasing. But if we go about the unemployment rate, it is about the rate. It's a ratio. It is not about the number. So if ratio is concerned, then whatever the population size is does not matter because we are considering only the ratio.
Okay.
Sir,
But can we? Yeah, please.
unemployment rate, something like unemployment rate is right now, it's for example, it's 16%. And next year might be it goes to 17%, 14%. So whether this chart predict the 16% to 18% or is that something about the population size?
Okay.
So that is the thing, sir. Because whatever may be the population, we are least bothered. We are concerned about the unemployment rate. If the rate is concerned, if it is the number is not concerned, so population we won't need, sir.
Okay, so let's say if I agree and maybe the right correct definition about this, but what about the thing or what about this aspect, whether the same people are getting unemployed again and again or the different things? Are we clear about this?
No, sir, but what's our purpose of this data? Means data purpose is to give the unemployment rate. Means I want to show the unemployment rate. So if its rate is concerned, then whatever the population, whatever the unemployment number, we are least bothered about that. But if we are concerned about the unemployment number year wise gradually, then only we need the population and else other things.
Okay, so in that case, it might not be a line chart.
It might not be line chart, I would say. So basically, it can also be shown in the line chart, but we have to mention the year-wise population also.
Population also. Okay, right. I agree.
But rate is concerned, then we won't need the population. It's my thought.
Okay. Okay. No, I agree. I will also relook that why they have given in this case and why they are worrying about this magnitude in this, right? So in the given case, they were focusing on this magnitude also, and then that's why they have mentioned this population is not given, right? So might be I will also relook, and I agree with your viewpoint also, right? So now come to this Excel file that I have shared. Let me explain the case. I hope my Excel is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So what you people are supposed to do in this, just write your enrollment number that is provided by like a team lead and just write your name. So instead of I can write my name, I don't have any registration number here. So today's date is 1st September, right? And 2024. So purpose I have already mentioned that to analyze the employee performance and satisfaction metric for Morning Press. So Morning Press Smart is like a Reliance Smart, or I can say like a Spencer's Daily, those who are selling a daily routine things, right? Apart from that, what they have mentioned in this, so just write your enrollment number and name and today's date. At the end of the session, you individually, you people are going to submit through the Google Classroom that I will create a link, right? So that is considered as your class participation in this, in module 1. In module 2, in module 3, you may have a different type of analysis or different type of evaluation metrics. So what they have mentioned employee ID, name, and so that you can see in the first column. Apart from that, they have mentioned the department, position, and joining date, salary as well. Salary in dollar you can consider, right? Yearly salary, annual salary they have mentioned here, right? In dollars. And more than 200 employees data set they have given. Now, the first thing they are asking us to calculate years of experience. How to calculate the years of experience? Based on the joining date only and based on the today's date, if they are working. So they have not mentioned that anyone who has left. So I will show you some data set also in coming sessions where the people have switched the job as well. And they are not a part of the organization as of now, right? But in this given data set, they have not mentioned any reason that the people are switching or people who are left left the organization, right? There is no such case. So how to calculate the years of experience? Let me write first one. So before equals to, so there are some formulas that I will give you time to time. So first, like years of experience. That means there is a formula in Excel, date difference. Date diff. This is the formula here. Years of experience, right? Now it is asking the two parameters to pass. First one is your joining date, and the second one here is your today's
Current
date. Current date, I can say, right? So first date is my joining date of any employee. The second one here is it is asking today's. So there is another function in Excel, today, right? Now we need to say year. That's it. Right? My first formula to calculate years of experience of a particular employee, date difference. So date difference, today's date or current date minus date of joining, years. If I click enter, see, number of years is coming like this. Can I drag like this? If I drag, it can calculate for all the 200 employees. Simple. I can make it as a center point, right? So we have calculated this simple one. Anything to repeat? Simple formula, date difference. Now they are making a business rule, or they have a business rule in the given case that date of bonus can be given after 4 years of the joining. My first bonus, right? We need to calculate when a particular employee is eligible for a tax bonus. So they are mentioning that at 4 years, after 4 years of joining, employee is eligible for a bonus. So let's say how to calculate the bonus here. Equals to, there is another formula, e-date. What it is returning? It is returning any due date either before or either after of a specific date. So what is my specific date here? After 4 years, right? When the employee is able to complete 4 years, the employee is eligible to get a bonus, right? So how to calculate this one? Date of joining, like this. Now it is asking the number of months, right?
48.
Number of months. So what is that? 48. So 12 multiplied by 4 years. If I click on enter, see, 1st Jan 2024, the employee was eligible to get a bonus. But let's say if I drag it, like this. Simple. If I drag it, so let me remove this one. Let's see. What is happening here? I have calculated all the dates when the employee is becoming for a bonus. Now, the second condition here is, let me highlight those employees who are eligible to get a bonus on January 2025. That's the coming month, right? So that we can make a list. We can get an approval from the top management, and we can process all the formalities. So let me highlight those employees only, those who are becoming eligible for a bonus on January 2025, right? My first one. So let's say just selecting these, right? Selecting all the data set in this, and then click for this conditional formatting, right? Just say equals to, like highlight the cells, equals to, that is the date 2025. That's it. Right? You can change the color as well here, like green color or maybe red color, right? Simple. So by this method, we have identified few employees, those who are becoming eligible to get a bonus on June 2025. Agree? Anything to repeat before I make it more complicated?
So we can do it through sorting also.
Sorting.
Sorting.
Right. Agree. Right.
We can select the 1125 and those data will be only shown in this chart.
Right.
This
Agree.
list.
So multiple methods, multiple way to give the answer. Agree. Now you have you have mentioned this sorting, right? I will show you the issues with the sorting also, right? But before that, let me cover, or let me ask another business rule. So this way we have identified those employees, those who are eligible, who are going to become eligible for a bonus, that we have highlighted, right? Now if I click, I'm interested. So before I ask another question, I need an employee list whose, listen carefully, whose projects completed number more than 5. Productivity, more than 60%. Satisfaction rate, more than 50%. And feedback score, more than 3.5. I need the employee list, those who are meeting such criteria, so that I can deploy these employee for a next project call, right? That I will suggest how to select those employee. But before that, you have mentioned something about this sorting, right? So let me cover that one, and let me show you the issues with the sorting, right? So let's say I'm just selecting all the complete data set here. What it has been suggested, like going for this home and sorting. Simple. Let's say my first call here is with the sorting, let's say department wise, right? I can add the second one, let's say position wise also, right? Designation, I can say. Third one, let's say salary. Salary in case of reverse, highest to lowest. Simple one. I've applied the 3 criteria. My employee should be shortlisted based on the department, based on the position, that means the designation. And the third one here is salary highest to lowest. Simple one. But now another thing here is, if I click on OK, my Excel is working perfectly, no doubt at all, right? See, my department coming from A to Z alphabetical order, right? My positions are coming alphabetically, right? My salaries is coming the highest, like this one, highest salary $71,000 yearly, right? And so and so. My Excel is working perfectly, but let's say, okay, I need to select that one. What is the problem here is, let me confuse you more. Going back to this sorting, I have applied 3 sorting criteria and my Excel is giving the results. Agree. How many columns we have? Let me see. How many columns we have? 14 columns. Nearly 14 columns we have in this given data set. My simple question here is, I can add more columns, right? Sorting criteria, not columns. I can add sorting criteria here, right? How many of you are supporting my statement? If there are 100 columns in an employee or in a population data set, how many sorting criteria I can apply in Excel? My simple question is. See, as of now, I have applied 3 sorting criteria, department wise, position, designation wise, or your salary wise, right? Another one here is, let's say there are let's say there are 100 columns in the given data set. How many sorting criteria I can apply? Anyone who is supporting my statement, n equal to n. That means if there are 100 columns in a given data set, we can apply 100 sorting criteria.
Yes, sir.
N. Okay. Anyone who is supporting my statement, n minus 1. No one is supporting n minus 1. Okay. N minus 2. No one is supporting. N factorial, n combinatorial, n permuted, like NCN, NPN. No one is supporting.
Yes, sir. NPN I am supporting, sir. We can do the
NPN.
permutation. Yes, sir.
Okay. One support. What about the others? No support for no n. NY2, only 50 if there are 100 columns. So why should we bother? Let the analysts should bother about these issues. If there are 100 columns, how many they can apply? It's their call, right? So any good observation in this, like why I was saying that there is a limitation of Excel, that if there are 100 columns, how many we can apply as a sorting criteria? No. Okay. Anyone who is supporting my statement, n minus 2. Simple. No one. And only one support I got. So how many like sorting criteria I can apply if there are 100 columns?
Around 60, so.
Around 60. What may be the good logic?
So because it will be a too long data and it will be really difficult to sort each and every column.
Okay, so why 60? Why not 40 only? I'm just saying that why 60 then?
It's just an assumption.
Okay, assumptions. Okay, near to close. So let me give the explanation of this. See, in Excel there is a limitation of sorting
64,
criteria.
sir.
Sir, is it
64.
64,
Right,
sir.
64. Right. So beyond 64, you cannot sort it in a single query. Right. So you can click up to 64 times like this, and then it will fail. If you want to
Yes.
sort it with more criteria, then you need to go for programming, or maybe you need to run a second business query for that, right? Okay, so that is the limitation of this. And let me go back to this, and let's say my data set is sorted in the order of the employee ID, right? Smallest to largest. Now coming back to this, now you mentioned the filtering button, right? We can filter it, right? Okay, so that one also see. Now, what was my business query? I need to search, or I need to deploy only those employee who are having satisfaction rate, who have from like a greater than a threshold value, productivity rate, or what you can say, other scores, feedback score as well, and what you can say, your project completed, number of project completed greater than 5. So how to do this one, and how we can resolve this issue? Let's say I'm just clicking on this and clicking on this. Another one here is filter button, right? Simple. But what is my first condition here? The project completed should be more than 5. So I'm clicking here more than 5. Simple one. But what is the fun in this? Either I can go to this one, or either I can directly approach. Let me remove this filter button from here. Or I can directly approach this conditional formatting. So let's say, what is my first condition? Project completed must be greater than, let's say, let me select that one, must be greater than 5 or equal to 5, right? So what is my first condition here? Let's say equals to 5. That's it. It is highlighting all the employees, those who have completed at least 5 projects. So can I make a filter by color, right? My, instead of searching from here and clicking on this, what is the project number in terms of the filter, I'm just making use of the conditional formatting and going filter by color. See, all the employees who have completed project more than 5 are on my screen now. Right. Now, what is my second
Sir, one thing,
condition?
sir. So
Yes,
more
please.
than completed, more than 5 projects are
Okay,
not
so
in
let
the,
me.
it's only 5 is showing.
Okay, agree. So let me change that business condition here. So where it is? Okay, so what we have selected equal to. So we can go for
Less
this
than equal to, sir.
greater than 4.9. Right? Greater than 4.9. All will be considered.
Yes, sir. Good.
Okay. So now I can go for this filter by color. Right? Okay, great. Now my second condition here is productivity more than 50%. Right? So what is there? Either I can select from here more than 50%. I need to select all these values and tick all these things. Better not to tick all, just make a condition here like this. And okay, in this greater than or equals to, or I can write here more rules. Greater than or equal to here, right? What is that? 50%. Right? That's it. So okay. So I need to select this one. So in this way, we need to create a filter button, and we need to create a condition first. Let's say this. And we can identify those employee greater or equal to those who are having more than 50%. See. So it is not highlighting. So let me see what is happening. Okay. Going for this. Let me highlight with this. Yes. Now again, I can go for this filter button here. The same way, filter by color like this. So it is reducing the list of employee among all the available employees the same way. So I can identify that one also. So let's say in a quick manner, satisfaction rate, let's say. Satisfaction score should be more than 60%. I'm making a condition in this, more than 60%, greater than, let's say, 59, right? Again, can I go for the filter button here? Simple filter by color. So there is another option, filter by color, filter by text, filter by number, right? Or filter or maybe AND logic, another one. Another one here is interesting thing, feedback score 3.5 minimum, right? Now we are able to understand, we are able to identify those people who are going to be selected for a particular project. What is that? 3.4, right? Simple one, right? Now if I click on this filter button, filter by color, see, these are the employees which qualifies the project criteria, right? Because we have identified those employees whose project completed are greater than or equal to 5, productivity more than 50%, satisfaction rate more than 60%, and feedback score is more than 3.5. Or right. Now we can deploy based on their designation, we can deploy these employees to a project call. Simple one, that is the filtering. But again, there is a limitation in this. Why I should repeat this process for all these things? We should be that there should be an automated system for this, right? We cannot use like there are n number of criteria. We cannot go for n number of the conditional formatting and n number of the formatting, right? So what I will do, I will remove these things and let me remove the conditional also. Let me remove all the filters also. So that is one way that how we have identified the number of people who are eligible for a project call from the organization, right? And apart from that, let's say, let me remove the filter button also. Another analysis in this, very, very interesting. So let's say I'm removing all the filters and removing all the filters as well. Right, simple one. Now my simple condition here is, what may be the total expenditure of the organization in terms of the salary, right? Can I make a sum of that? Can I make a sum on that? Let's say I'm making a sum, not here. I'm making a sum here of the salaries, sum of salaries. Can I select all these or auto sum I can use? Simple one, right? What I'm using a simple or auto sum function and making a summary on the salary side. What is the total expenditure of the organization in terms of the salary? Let's say total salary, right? Simple one, I've mentioned. We highlight this one. So this is the final. Let me give the filter like format also in this format cell. Currency in terms of no decimal and thousands. And symbol maybe a dollar or maybe something, you can select that one, right? That case. Okay, symbol maybe a dollar. So we can select the symbol as well here or single. Right? Let's say single dollar US. So this is the final value that company is going to spend yearly that on the salary of the employees, 200 employees. But my concern here is get the salary of only and only HR department analyst designations, right? Can we identify that one? What may be your approach on this? That if I'm making a business query that get the salary, total salary of all the analysts belonging to HR department. What may be your call on this? Any good observation? I've made use of some function to get a salary of total all the employees for year basis.
So
right?
we can use a pivot table.
Okay, pivot table. Wonderful. Wonderful. Any other good observation in this? But in case of this pivot table, department HR and position analyst, okay, salary will be calculated. If we want to calculate for other designation also, it will be calculated. Yes, wonderful. Then any other good observation? Yes.
So also we can do it same with the same filtration method, sir.
Filtration method. Okay, let me do it. Okay. One observation is a pivot table that we will see, but again, I will show you the issues with the pivot table also, right? Simple thing, but too complicated. Let's say I'm just selecting this one, including the final total also. As suggested, that filtering button. Let me go for this one, filter button, right? I have enabled the filter button here. What is my first call? My department should be
HR,
right? And job designation should be analyst, right? Analyst. I have selected that one. Now, we have a 4 analyst belonging to HR department, but where is my salary? Total salary. It is not coming here. I'm looking for the total salary the organization is spending on the analyst. No, why I should use the sum again? I have used the sum, right? How many? So let's say if I change my business query here, let's say intern here, intern belonging to HR department. Again, sum is not coming. So how many times I should use sum? Right? That is a challenge. Whenever see, if I remove any filter condition here, let's say filter condition here and filter condition from here. So my salary is coming at the bottom side. Whenever I am applying any business query here or any condition, my total salary should also should be reflected as change. That is not happening. That is a problem in the filtering button. So pivot table is the answer, but another one here is how to resolve this issue when you apply any condition. Let's say joint salary or joint total of salaries employee of analyst from HR as well as IT department. Now you make a sum. I will change the business query again and again to make a number of the interpretation. But how many times I should use sum to make it to reflect the new sum or to reflect the change in the final sum, right? So that is a problem here. That's why the pivot table is one of the best option. I agree. I will see that one also. But before that, let me cover another aspect of this. As rightly mentioned, that filter button, how to make use of this. Anyone from computer science graduation, anyone who is from computer science background, right? They can respond, or if they can recall something. If you remember something from database definitions, right? What is the database? What is the table, right? Anyone who can quote database table definition, whatever, fully or partially, whatever it is. What is the database table? If you recall something, partially or fully.
A table is a collection of data with numerous rows and columns.
Rows and columns, that I was looking for. Rows and columns, perfectly fine. Agree. How many of you are supporting my statement, the given data set that I have shared, that we are working, qualifies table definition as stated now? Or anyone who is not supporting, what may be the good logic? As per the database table definition as stated now, a collection of rows and columns, right? How many of you are not agree with this definition that the given data set does not qualify the table definition, and what may be the good logic? We have 14 columns, more than 200 rows. Anyone who is not supporting, or anyone who is supporting my statement that given data set does not qualify table definition. My open question to all.
Yes, sir. It does not support the table definition.
Okay, what may be the good logic?
Sir, because sir, it's all a different department, position, joining date, salary. They are all are different attributes. So attributes needs to be for a table. It's a single code. Means A01, A02, A03, like that.
No. If you remember from database, or if I remember from database table, it might be any attribute that is a structured format. That can be collected based against the field, right? Field or entity. What is the entity meaning here is like satisfaction rate. Is a percentage, feedback score, again is out of 5 or out of 7, department name, position name, or joining date. It table does not need to have all the similar data set only. So it may be a different data set and different data type also. Like one is a
Sir,
date,
it
one is a
can be
text. Yes, please.
so it can be all the information that a table consists.
No,
That is the database.
no. I'm not asking about the database. I'm looking for the table definition only. See, in case of the table, we have 200 rows. Rows means record, right? As per the table definition. And as per the column, EMP ID, that is my first entity. My second entity is a name, age, and a gender, another one, right? So that qualifies, right? But still,
Yes,
I have a
exactly.
doubt. But still, I have a doubt on this. See, if you remember your structure RDBMS or SQL or MySQL somewhere in your life or somewhere in any project, so we usually create a table in such a manner that like a roll number, student name, student father name, student background degree, student previous CGPA, address, mobile number, Aadhaar number, and so on. So all are not same, but belonging to a particular record. So if I say my employee ID 102, Sarah Levy, age 27, male, project completed 5. So it is related to only the one employee only. So that qualifies. But still, I have a doubt on this. What may be the good logic? Why I'm doubting on my table definition in this?
Maybe we are not able to establish some relationship.
No, we can establish like we were able to get the top, we were able to get few people, those who are meeting the project condition, right? And we can make a chart. If we are able to make a chart like gender wise, we can make a salary wise, we can make a satisfaction rate wise, we can make a relationship in that. We'll see all the charts pattern in this
Sir,
one,
it is a
but still I have a
fundamental.
doubt.
Sir, it is a structure that organize and save data with precision.
Okay, so what is wrong in this? It's a simple one, right? It's a good one. See, RDBMS says that it is like a structure format. And if you are writing your Instagram messages, your text messages over a website or maybe like social media, that is unstructured data set, big data, another one. But as per the RDBMS concept, my table definition set is should satisfy. But still, I have a doubt that it does not qualify the table definition. Rows and columns collections. Now, let's say if I click somewhere here, let's say I'm just highlighting this cell. I've highlighted with the yellow color. What I have highlighted?
Cell.
Cell. That means whatever the data set is given, this is the range of cells. It is not a table format at all. See, whatever I have given you as a data set in Excel, that is called range of cells, right? It does not qualify your table definition first, though it seems that it is qualifying my rows and column definition of a table in the database, but it does not. Be very careful about this. Then let me remove the filter button first. Let's say filter button I am removing from the table, right? From the given data set. Now, let me convert this into a tabular format first. I've selected this, right? I've selected this one, the complete data set. Now, if you click on the insert over the ribbon, there are two options as suggested pivot table. We'll see later. But before that, I need to convert it into a table format. That means the given data set was not in a tabular format. It was a range of cells from A1 to N201. That is the range of cells if you select all these things. But now if I convert this into tabular format, my table has headers. Obviously, yes. My first row says EMP ID, name, and so that is the header of my table. I don't need to create again. So I'm just clicking on this and click on this, the complete range A1 to N201. If I click on OK, my data set has been converted into a tabular format now. The same data set is converted into tabular format. How to identify? You just click on any particular cell now. There will be another option, table design over the ribbon. Earlier it was not there. Earlier it was not there. Now the new enabled or new functionality has been enabled in your Excel table design. Can I check the duplicate values? If there is by mistake, if there is any by mistake, there is another option. If you click on this table design, there is another option, remove duplicates. Just click on this wherever you can think maybe a duplicacy in the EMP ID, maybe by mistake or something. It will identify no duplicate value found. Good luck, right? That we have removed. The alternate color, it is coming automatically. I have not made any color combination in this. Alternate rows color, that is called banded rows. What is the advantage? Enhancing the readability, right? Enhancing the readability if you are scrolling up or scrolling right side. Now, another one here is what we were facing the issues. Let me remove this total cell also, right? That we have calculated manually by using the sum function. I have removed that one. Now, what is the challenge? Let me click here. Salary. I'm just clicking on this salary somewhere. Now, clicking on this table design, there is another function, total row. So not only the banded rows, there is another option, banded columns as well, alternate column, right? So it's our choice, or we can make use of the banded rows and banded columns as well. So it's our choice how we are going to represent. Now there is another option, total row function. If I click on this, see, total row function has enabled at the end of this, right? At the end of the table, it is identifying when your table is going to be end. And now, if I make use of this total row, all the columns, let's count. What is the year of experience? I don't need that one. Salary, I am looking for that, the sum, right? Sum, by default, it is showing as a drop down all the functionality enabled for your table. What is the advantage? To convert the range of cells into table, you cannot delete the data set. You cannot change even a single data set once you have converted to table format. So whenever you are working on a confidential or salary data in any organization, make sure a range of cells can be converted or easily modified, but table cannot be modified easily because once it is in a function, once the table is used in a function, it cannot be modified easily by anyone. Sometimes we have a doubt that whether there is a change in data set, by mistake, a typo error, another one, convert the data set into a table of format first, right? Now, sum function I have used here. And another one here is, let's say, what is that? Total, right? Now, interesting thing, what is my call? Analyst belonging to HR department, what may be the goods, what may be the salary for that? Let's say HR department I have selected. See, filter button is coming by default. I have not selected the filter button. When I converted the range of cells into table of format, my filter button is coming automatically, right? Now, if I click on this HR, see, and now what is my second criteria? Only analyst salary. See, my analyst, there were 4 analysts belonging to HR department. What is the total salary? This is the total salary. And there is number of, like, I can remove that one. There is no significance of this, right? Now understood. Now you say me, now you tell any business query, it will give the results without using again and again some function in that. So what may be the another one? Let's say if I changing position, let's say intern, right? How many interns and what is the salary we are spending on the intern side? 20, okay, 2,85,000 something dollar, right? So any doubt or anything, what is the advantage of converting the table, converting the data set into table format? That total row functionality you will get. Another one here is you will get the advantage of the business queries. You run any business query, it will give you the final results of this without converting into pivot table, right? Anything to repeat here before I make it more complicated? So gradually I started with the basic, that is the system, and then I will increase the complexity or the complexity of this while we are going through this session, right? My first approach here is you tell me any business query, any department, let's say not only the HR, finance also, maybe multiple department as well, right? There are 3 intern belonging to finance. Not only the intern, I can consider all the intern from multiple segments, multiple departments. See, it will give you the answer. without using some function again and again. That was a challenge when we were working on the range of cells, right? My first summation. Now, let's say I'm representing this data set in front of my top management.
Sir, can you just
Agree?
repeat that total function? I was not
Okay.
able to.
Yes. So what happened? Just click on somewhere in the salary or somewhere in the table. So your table design will be activated or enabled over that ribbon. Just click on this table design. There is a function total row. Just click on that one. Right. So, and after that, once you have clicked on this, just come to the last row that was like it will identify the last entered value into a table and will give a total in the next blank row. And just use a sum function here. Maybe average, maybe count, maybe max, minimum, whatever you can use. Right. Let's say maximum of intern, maybe average of all the interns salary, right? Of multiple department. Simple. So that is a total row functionality. But again, there is a challenge. What is the challenge here? I'm representing this value or this table analysis to my top management in a board meeting. And my board says on different people, let's say there are 10 people sitting in the board meeting, right? And they are changing their business query again and again. Every time I'm going back here to change this one, or maybe to select from here, feedback is so and so and so and so. How many times I should go and change this filter condition? That is very unprofessional way, right? That is very unprofessional way. In front of a board management or board meeting, what I'm doing, I'm doing like a childish work, just selecting this like a more than 5 years of experience and so and position, let's say analyst or whatever it is, right? So and so, maybe junior developer and so and so. So it is very unprofessional way, right? What I should do? I should make it automated system. You tell me any business query, my system will give you the results, right? Whenever we are representing in front of a top management, make sure most of the things are getting automated, right? Now, how to make this as automated and how to avoid this tick options, right? I don't like this tick option. Every time I need to go and tick. Very unprofessional practice, right? So what I can do? Now, there is another option. Just tick somewhere in this. There is another option, right? In case of this table design, there is another option, insert slicers, right? Just click on anywhere in the table and just click on this table design over the ribbon. There is another option, insert slicer. Slicers are nothing but the virtual filters. I will not use the filter button in the table format. I will create the virtual filter outside of the table. And whatever the business query comes from any top management, I will run from outside and my table show the results. Agree with the concept? And I tell you, slicer is more and more powerful concept applied in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, and Tableau. Slicer will be used in all the three software. So this is the beginning, and it will be repeated in multiple sessions. How to make use of the virtual filters, or I can say business conditions outside of the data set. So how, if you click on this, it will identify by default the field name in the given table, right? It will identify all the fields name that is available in your given table. You need to select, let's say, what is my first call, department wise, position wise, and year of experience as well. And let's say salary, I don't consider, satisfaction rate also. So let's have intentionally have created 4 slicers here. See, my system is generating the slicers for me. What is that? Virtual filters. In Power BI, it will be used to create the business query buttons. You just hit a button and your job is done, right? Here I am creating slicers like this, right?
So
What
this
is
is
the
how
use?
dashboards are being created.
No, it is not a dashboard because there is no chart at all. It is only slicers, right? Dashboard will be a combination of multiple charts with the slicers or with the buttons, I can say, right? That we will see in another session in Power BI as well and in Excel also. And I will show you where the people are making a mistake while creating a business dashboard. static as well as a dynamic, publicable, right? Publishable. Now, another thing here is you can select, let's say, what is my business query here? Let's say, little bit zoom. What is my business query here? Let's say IT department, how many interns we are working? How many interns? See, I'm running all the filter buttons or all the business queries outside of my data set. And I can select multiple also. You see, by using the control button in my keyboard, I am using this one. Multiple selection, multiple filter condition, virtual filters, available in all the three software. Very, very powerful concept. Slicers, right? So any doubt or any confusion in slicers, how to create a slicers? And again, I tell you one thing before we go for a break. If you see Microsoft Power BI and Microsoft Excel, both the products are from Microsoft. If you bundle advanced Excel with visualization, it is called as Power BI. I will prove it. I will prove it when I switch Excel to Power BI, and I will prove all the options or all the available options in Power BI that we have worked in Excel, right? Why Microsoft has created two software. Earlier, Power BI was also part of Excel free of cost when you purchase Office 365 or you purchase a new laptop as a Windows, right? But now Microsoft understood the power of visualization integrated with the Excel, and they have come up with the commercial version of Microsoft Power BI, right? But I will prove it when I jump directly Excel to Power BI with all the options that both are integrated things. Like Power BI is integrated one, right? Now, so anything to repeat in the slicer part?
Sir, please
right?
repeat the slicer process.
Okay, right. So let's say, let me remove all the slices here. Right? Remove slices. So what I have done, just select or click anywhere in the table design or table, any data set. It will enable your table design over the ribbon. And there is option insert slicer, right? Insert slicers are nothing but the virtual filters outside of the table. Now it is, so it will identify all the heads or all the fields when whichever are available in your given data set. Here we are creating, let's say, for department, position, and let's say years of experience as well, and anyone you can create. And when we are going to explore this dashboard, we will create multiple, that one, gender also I can create, how many females and how many males. So see, whatever you select, it will create a slices. I can convert this into a button format also. Like I was mentioning that in Power BI, it will be a button format. How to convert this into button format? Let's say, let's give an example. Go for this size and properties, right? Now there is option position and layout. Earlier it was a vertical column format. Now I can make this as a horizontal format, right? If I click on this, it has become a button like this. In Power BI, it will be like this, right? So when I am clicking on the females, all the females are available on my screens, all the female employees, right? And whenever I am clicking on the male, so all the males as a button, right? So all the males employees are available on my screen and with their salary, with their designation and so on, so details, right? Simple one, slices we can create. We can create timelines as well for yearly analysis when we have more than 10 years of data set, year 1, quarter 1, year 2, quarter 3, year 3, quarter 3, right? Salary details of all the employees for last 10 years, we need to analyze where the company can improve the salary structure or pay hike or maybe the bonus and other thing that we will see in coming data sets. But any doubt or anything to repeat here as of now in slicer part? Simple, very, very powerful and applicable in most of the softwares.
Sir,
Right.
as in this process, you have created a table out of simple Excel. So can we go
Right.
also go for slicer on a simple Excel sheet?
No.
First, we
Slicer
have to
has a
move to
no.
table format.
Right. See, slicer is applicable only and only table and pivot table format. Right.
Okay,
It is
sir.
not. It will not be working with the range of cells. Your option will not be enabled. See, if you see in case of this normal insert, there is another option, slicer and timeline, that I was mentioning. But if it is a range of cells, it will not be enabled at all. It will be disabled. So first thing, we need to convert the data set either table or pivot table. That is a must condition, right? Now, my
Got it.
second question, so my second question here is, we need to analyze something like, let's say, comparison of average salary gender-wise. How my organization is following the practice in providing the average salary to all the employees gender-wise, right? So what we can do, I will again throwing some business queries in terms of the table or in terms of the charts, and we'll see like what you can say, the average salary comparison, or like position comparisons, right? Or maybe your number of years versus number of the projects completed, and so on. So a lot of comparisons we need to make from this given data set. But what we can do, we can make a 10 minutes break now, and we will reassemble and we will do some more business query in this, right? So any doubt or anything to repeat before we go for a 10 minutes break?
So for the years of experience, what was the function that was being used?
Okay, so in this case, I have used this date difference. You can see my
Date
formula bar here.
Okay.
Date difference. And for not only the years, it can be a month also, right? It can be a month or it
Okay.
can be days as well, like 10 years, 6 months, 22 days, or something. So I have calculated only years. Yeah. So please have it break over 10
Sir, it
minutes.
will
And
be better, sir, if
yeah.
you kindly share the Excel with us during the classwork.
No, that you are going to submit, no? Your work. That is a class participation from my side. I will enable the Google link where you all are going to submit as individual basis. Once you have submitted, I will share my source Excel file also.
No, sir.
Right.
I want to mean, sir, the raw data file.
So
The
that
raw
I have
data
shared,
Excel
right?
file.
No, I have shared, right? So you have not received? Let me see. See, one thing I have shared through
There
chat
in
box.
chat
Yes, we have
also.
received in the chat box.
Chat
There
box
in
also,
chat
na?
box.
Please
So,
work.
but we are not
Classroom
able to
also it is
see,
there.
we are having that through that chat box you have shared, but in that classroom, I am not able to see where to find
Okay, so
that.
let me see the
Yes,
classroom as
same
well.
In
here
chat
in
box, I have not
classroom.
found it,
I'm
sir.
not able to.
In
No,
chat
in
box, I have
class.
not found it.
No. See, in classroom, I have shared like this. You are able to see my classroom.
We are
Google
able
HR
to
and
see this, but in this, we are not able to see the link.
no, not
Or
link
this Excel sheet we are not able to see. Only this is written over there.
No, Excel is there, right? If you click on this, it will be
No,
downloaded.
Excel sheet we are not able to
And
see, sir.
refresh the classroom again once
Sir,
again.
it is reflecting now, but earlier it was not. It is
Okay.
reflecting just now. Earlier it
Ha.
was not.
Okay. So see, today for today's session, I have shared through chat box. But what we usually follow the practice here is before 30 minutes from the session, we usually share through Google Classroom. So it will be notified in your email also that I have shared something, and please download or maybe please open that one. So that's why I was insisting that please join this Google Classroom. 31 have joined. That's great. So few people are still left. So by next week and onwards, I will share through Google Classroom before 30 minutes, and it will be notified through Google through your email also, through your alerts also, right? And if still there is no, then I will share through chat box also. But again, see, when I am going to ask you to submit, I will create a link here. Let's say my class participation one. Let's say I am creating here for today's work, right? So let's say class or CP1, right? I'm mentioning there. So I was just instructing here, please submit your session one here, right? And if I click on this assign, it will be assigned to all the enrolled people, right? If I click, let's say if I click on this, assigned.
Sir, are we going to get any study material for this particular session?
No, for module one, my hands-on exercise will be enough. See, all the 31 who have joined have been assigned, and they will get a link to upload after the session.
Sir, would you share some queries on this for this Google sheet? Like we have to prepare something and share it to you?
No, the Excel file that's like I am working on this. I will raise some business queries like analyze the
that's what
average. And so we will create a charts in the second part of this, like after the break.
So you will share something.
No, I'm not going to share. I will be doing a
You
hands-on
will
over
share
there.
some queries and we will
Right.
work
You will
on
be
it
doing
and
along with
we
me.
will submit it.
Right.
Okay.
I know. So that is like a class participation as a business class or business, right? So that usually in live sessions or in like you can say classroom sessions, we usually have a workshop mode. But what the dean has suggested to us that in case of these virtual classes or online classes, you ask them to work along the faculty and submit the work, whatever they have understood, whatever they have completed. So I will not say that at a 12 or 12:15 you are going to submit. I will give you time so that you can complete the task. Right? Okay.
And if we face any query while completing this task, how we are getting the support? Like you are going to support us in completing the task as well?
Yes. So you can first see before the deadline, you just submit that one, and then whatever the queries you have, you just share through Google Classroom only. So that will
Okay.
be direct. That will be coming directly to me.
All right.
Right. So that's why we have created this Google Classroom, right? Okay. So it's 10:45 in my clock. So just have a 10 minutes break, and then we will start again on 10:55. Right?